So we put out a video a couple days ago about the gasoline leak that we had in our car while we were driving back from Florida and how dangerous that was. And from that video, we got 4 questions or comments over and over and over again. So I just thought I'd make this video so that I could answer them instead of typing the answer over and over again. Hey everybody, this is Bill with Live Simple, Live Free. Our car, our gas leak, the dangerous situation that we had. If you hadn't seen that video, I will put a link right up here so that you can see it, so you know what I'm talking about. But we got 4 comments or questions over and over again, and they were, first comment, you need to get a more dependable car. If you're going to be doing this driving, you need to get a new car, something more dependable. The second one, that little car is not designed to carry that weight, to tow that weight. The third one, the tongue weight was too heavy, so you need to put in some kind of air suspension or something that'll lift the back a little bit more. And the fourth one, how are you going to keep it from happening again? So those are the questions. So let's jump right in. First, you need to get a more dependable car. I want to say 2 things about that. First, this car is very dependable. We've had it for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. It has never let us down. I mean, it runs like a top, that little 2.2 motor in there. It's just fabulous. It's only got 120,000 miles on it. It's still got a lot of life left in it. It is a dependable car. You know, any car can break down. And this was actually a very simple thing that broke, and I'll get into that later to show you what actually happened. But the other thing is that if you follow our channel for a while, you know that we are debt-free, or try to remain as debt-free as much as possible. So we bought this house in Florida last December with a tiny little mortgage on it, and we're working to pay that off. We don't want to spend the money on another car right now until we get that house paid off. That is absolutely our first priority. As soon as that happens, then we might consider replacing the car with, not because it's not dependable, but because it would be nice to have something a little bit larger for towing that trailer back and forth. And one lady said, why do you even bother with the motorcycle? It's too much. Well, I've had a motorcycle for 55 years. That's not going to change. I ride all the time. I love it. Okay, the second one, that little car is not designed for that kind of weight. Well, as I discussed in the first video, the weight of the trailer is within the stated towing limits of the car that Chevy says I can tow with the car. It's not, the trailer is not overweight. It's okay. It's within what's specified. And when I drive it, it handles very well. If it was overweight, there'd be problems with handling. There'd be problems with power. I generally don't try to drive more than 65 when I'm pulling a trailer, but you know how sometimes, and I'm driving 65, it's nice and smooth, I can't even tell it's there. But you know how sometimes when other cars are going faster than you just sort of get dragged along, and soon you're going faster than you realize. I've had that car with the trailer up to 70 or 75 by accident, and it's, oh gosh, I got to slow down. And still, it just handles very well. At that speed on the highway, I can hardly tell the trailer's even there. So it's not overweight. Chevy says it's not overweight. The handling says it's not overweight. And when I go up a hill, it was only on the largest hills that it would downshift from 4th to 3rd to maintain, and it still maintains speed. So I'm confident that I am not pulling a trailer that's too heavy for the car. The third one and the fourth one kind of go hand in hand. The third one is the tongue weight is too heavy, and I need to put some kind of air suspension or something to raise the back so that the exhaust pipe won't rub on the gas tank. I guess I didn't explain from the beginning if you hadn't seen the other video. The problem was when I put the trailer on it, the car sunk just a little bit, just enough that the exhaust pipe rubbed against the gas tank, and that rubbing caused a hole in the gas tank, so the gas ran out of the gas tank right onto the exhaust pipe, which was a terrifying thought. But So people said that I need to put a air suspension in there to lift it up off. That's not the problem either. Because when I put the trailer on there, the back of the car did sink, but it only sunk maybe an inch, just not that much. But and then the fourth one is, how am I going to keep it from happening again? I'm going to go out to the car and show you exactly what happened and how I'm going to keep it from happening again. But you know, one thing that amazes me, that last question, how you going to keep it from happening again? One thing that amazes me is that I very specifically covered that in the video. Very specifically showed what the fix was and why it won't happen again, and yet people ask me that a bunch of times. I don't know if they don't hear or comprehend what I'm saying, or maybe they only watch half of the video and they don't watch the end. I don't know, but I get questions not only on this video, but I get questions all the time from people asking a question that I know I specifically answered in the video. So I don't know why that happens, quite frankly. Not that I'm whining or complaining, but it is a little frustrating when I explain it and then people ask me why. Anyway, okay, so enough of that. Let me go out to the car and show you exactly what happened and exactly what the fix was. So here's our car, the car I'm talking about. As you can see, it's an older, smaller car. It's an '02 Chevy Cavalier. Doesn't look very good because all of this clear coat is peeled off, but it runs like a top. It's very dependable. So let me go underneath of the car and show you what the problem was and how I fixed it. Okay, now this is the gas tank right here. Here's the exhaust pipe. There's several inches here, maybe 2 inches, and that's all you need. You see this bracket right here? That's what holds the exhaust pipe down away from the gas tank. That bracket had broken, and so without that bracket there, the pipe was already a little higher than it should have been. And then when I put the weight on it, it brought the gas tank down, but it didn't bring the exhaust pipe down, and that's why it rubbed. So they replaced the gas tank, put a new brace here, or welded that on there to hold this away from the gas tank. So now what happens is I put the trailer on. If the suspension compresses a little bit, drops the gas tank, because of this, it will also move the exhaust pipe down with it. So it will maintain the gap here and keep it safe. So the entire problem was not that I was pulling too much weight, or that, you know, the trailer tongue was too heavy or anything. The entire problem was this one broken bracket right there. So he replaced the gas tank, fixed the bracket, everything's good to go. I'm very confident of the fix. So with that, now you can see that the fix has been taken care of. It's not going to happen again. The car is dependable, runs well, gets good gas mileage. It's not too small to tow that trailer. So I am confident in the car, and I won't hesitate to pull the trailer again when we go down in the fall. Replacing it, yes, that is in the future, but not immediately. So I hope that answers some of those questions for you. I hope that all makes sense. Thanks for watching. Live simple, live free. You be blessed.